Hi everyone, it's Happy Hippo here. I am at the Rec Room Original Quest, the Rise of Jumbotron, or just Jumbotron as everyone calls it. It's the second most visited quest of the 4 originals. I am going to attempt to do a solo run and show you kind of how I do it, with no little tips and tricks, if you will. Now there's lots of videos out there doing the same thing, so take what you want and leave the rest. I'm assuming you know a little bit about quests in general and specifically about Jumbotron quest, so I may gloss over some like intro level information, or I may talk about it too. I don't know. It's off the cuff when I do this. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna go glitch this in hopefully, because I am a double shotgunner and I really need it to win. Now,
game on.
We did it. Alright, so this room, by the way, many people don't consider it, but like a lobby or waiting area, it is essentially the first level of the quest, including the one in Golden Trophy and Crimson Cauldron. All of those points matter. All of the time I spend in here matters. They count towards your overall goal and scores. So if you're doing a speed run, don't hang out here. Run in. If you're going for points, make sure you break all those things I just broke, because you get those little things from them. Now, it's fixed. I'm not sure if you saw it. Briefly, it was not fixed. The shotgun did not look whole. Basically, it had this part and then just this. And that happens a lot when you glitch things in Rec Room Quest. For instance, the double damage potion in Crimson Cauldron looks empty. Broom or an explosive jug and skulls are invisible. They still function just like normal, but they just look odd initially. When you have them in your hand, when you go through that door, you want to have them in your hand though, so they'll produce a second one. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Now see, it dropped a second one here, and really what it did is it created a second one in your hand and dropped the one that you brought into the game. So this is actually your glitched one. Sometimes it will drop the weird looking, that same thing, like it won't have been fixed. But most of the time it'll drop a full, if you're doing shotgun, a full shotgun. Now I know which one is glitched because the glitched one does not have this flashlight like this, see, and no flashlight or spotlight or whatever. That means this is the glitched one. So I want to keep this in my hand at all times, or on my back, whatever. I do not want to leave it lying around, at least not for very long. 30 seconds to a minute is like, you're going to lose it. Because what happens if it's not on you in some way, Rec Room considers it not, well, at least in this quest, it's not valid. It shouldn't be here. Clearly, it's why it doesn't have a thing. It's broken. So they despawn it if it's not being touched. So keep it with you as often as you can. Now, part of the reason I do that, or the way I do that, sorry, shoot things and not die. Whoop, didn't reload. The way I do that is keep it in my dominant hand. So I mean, like, this is the hand I always shoot from, right? So I keep it there so that I won't drop it. I'll either switch it and put it on my back, or I'll be holding on to it either way. So what I'm doing right now is I'm switching to this gun because I read the room, if you will. And I recognize those guys are too far away for me to run out there with the shotgun. Because what would most likely happen is maybe get them both, or get all 3 of them, but probably one would go off to my side. And if it goes off that way, there's 2 guys that are going to spawn up there. I'm going to get surrounded. I'm going to have too many dodge and bullets. There's a lot of open space out there. No. I can't get them with the shotgun from far away. I can do it with this. And if you notice, I drift back and forth, and I do that because they shoot where you were when they first like pull the trigger. Meaning, I'm here, they're shooting here. If I just drift a tiny bit, they're going to miss me every time. So that's why I drift from side to side. All right. And that's why when I first came out, I did that, like, I jumped kind of at an angle. Because that same concept, I was getting him to shoot where I was. So I came out here, and I come over here until they're about to shoot, and then I jump over because he's going to shoot where I was, and then I can come shoot him, and occasionally I have to use 2 bullets because I have bad aim. Now I know I said I'm a dual shotgunner, or at least I think it is. And so I want to show you how I do it. Now, it took me a while to get this down, and even with it down, it doesn't always work. So clearly you cannot reload when your hands are full. So you could drop it and reload, but you have to stay in place basically when you do that, or try and toss it forward. It's just more difficult for me. It doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you. So what I do is I toss and reload, toss and reload. Now, if you throw the gun off screen, like I've done, oh, that one I threw far, but like I've done with those, you can just reach over. So like I toss it, I know it's over here, I just reach over and I grab. There's enough of a window of like grabability that you can pretty much grab it no matter what, as long as you put your hand over and just grab like you're gonna grab it in front of you. The other thing to keep in mind is don't stare at the gun you're tossing, because oh, it's not doing it now. Great. A lot of times that's what will happen is you'll stare at it and you'll pull it back in, which is problematic if you're trying to reload, especially in the middle of the battle. And then finally, you need to listen for that click, because if you're just hearing that, you're not reloading. And that happens to me from time to time if I'm not flicking my wrist, because I like flick when I pull it back, and that normally will get it every time. But sometimes I just get like that, and it's not going to be reloaded. I'm going to go to shoot, and I'm going to miss because there won't be any bullets, and then I'm probably going to die. Alright, so I'll try to. Now, always reload when you have a moment, even if you think you're reloaded. One of the reasons I don't like this quest is you have to chase down your points. So I'm sure you've seen this or you know about these things, but the little things that zoom into your body, like microchips or whatever, you have to go close enough to for them to come to you. Now, the reason I tell you this is because even my friend, who really likes this quest, didn't realize it until I pointed it out to them. And now they hate me for it because they're, as she puts it, painfully aware of it every time you play. These points matter if you're trying to get S rank, which is what we're going for. If I play by myself, I'm definitely going for S rank. So you can see all of them out there from that computer, right? If I were to just be running by, you know, I shot it from a distance or I never had to go that far, I'm going to miss out on that. And that's at least 150 points. 150 points. So I'm missing 200. I have no idea where those are. So they matter. So you need to make sure you get them. By the way, I'm keeping my glitch gun in my hand. I'm going to create, really the one that created is in my hand. Drop the glitch gun. Now, what I was saying is why I don't like that concept of having to go chase down my points is because I did the work. I shouldn't have to go after the points as well. It just seems... And like I said, reload whenever you have a moment, which includes when you're fighting these guys, there's time to do so. Didn't. Now, be aware that if you are fighting somebody like those guys, and you both shoot at the same time, but you kill them first, if their bullet hits you, you're fine, or their laser ball or whatever, you're totally fine. You don't have to worry about dying because it's like deactivated or whatever. I don't know what's going on with it, but essentially deactivated. See, so I did it on purpose. I was hoping that it would work. As you can see, it hit me directly in the face. It even messed up my vision. I keep staring at it now. It even messed up my vision, but I didn't die, and it's because he died first. Fighting these mice, or as my friend New Shark calls them, murderous Roombas or exploding Roombas. My friend Davey calls them roaches, which is gross. But they're sometimes difficult to fight with shotguns because of the spread of a shotgun. All of those bullets are really easy for those little mice things to get through. And unless you can hit them all right away, you're typically going to have one or two, and if you have two like I did, that's a little nerve-wracking because I can't normally get both of them with one more shot when they're that far apart. So, as you saw, I had to use 3. But if he had got any closer, I either would have switched to this, because it goes faster and it's more precise, or I would have jumped up on something. So be aware, if you're doing the dual shotgun thing, you can't always fight with these together because of the situations that exist. So we're going to come in here, we're going to kill that guy right away, and we're going to reload. because we're going to kill them, and we want to kill him, because when we kill the second person of that first wave, or the second flying bot or whatever of that first wave, that's when the next set, those next 3 fall down. So what I try to do is kill the 1, right, get him out of the way, and then I try to take out the 2, because if I can get rid of those 2, then I just have 3 more to go, and I can try and get him again when he falls down the second time. The main reason I care about any of that is because of those 4 mice that were coming down the way. I have been lucky enough lately to be able to pop up over here and get those guys and shoot them before they get around, but oftentimes I have to come fight back here, because there'll still be birds, as anything that flies in Rec Room I kind of call a bird. There'll still be birds in here, and they'll be trying to shoot me too. And so I drop oftentimes 1, and I just hold on one of my shotguns and just hold on to 1 and focus on those guys. The birds will pause for a second when they come around most of the time, and so you can kill them, but you're next to this box. So if you can't get those mice, you can jump up here. Or if those birds are getting too intense and you need to change your focus onto them, get up here, those mice can't get you. You can do it over there too. And on that thing, I don't know about behind it. I think the blast will get you. Right, see, and I know I've reloaded about 30 times since I shot, and there's no need for it, but like I said, in the habit of just reloading constantly, it'll be for your benefit. Now, I have no idea why I have so much trouble shooting this one now. You don't need to shoot these things before, it is just a thing I do, because basically, you know how I was talking about how you have to go chase down your points? This prevents the need for breaking and then chasing later. So if I break them now, then I can get them as I'm just natural. I do a single shotgun for this moment, but I leave that one there. And of course, I'm taking my glitch one with me. Do not kill all of these guys. You can shoot at one and kill another one, but don't kill all of them, because if you do, you're going to spawn a roly-poly of those square bots. And then mice right after that, and he's going to spawn right there. So it's like really hard to kill him. If you're right out there. And then those mice, of course, are nothing to play with in general. Don't blow up any barrels. You don't absolutely need to until either the end of the round or an emergency or planned. See, I use that one to kill those mice, so it's important for me to have it there. A lot of times people come in and just blow up all the barrels. There's no real reason to blow them up before the end, in my opinion, unless they're in a precarious spot, which I don't think there are any that I've come across, where they'll cause you to disarm yourself. So if I get like right here and I shoot that, I'm now disarmed because it blew away my weapon, which super sucks. I do still have the one on my back, even when I'm like right next to it. So it's not like I'm out of luck if I have one, but you need to blow them up because of the points, or the stupid chips. So I recommend, because I've done it many times, to wait on it so you can get, use them in case it's necessary, like I used for those mice. But sometimes it's like, oh my god, I need it right now, I can't, you know, I didn't plan for it, but I need to use it, which is cool that they're there, or you don't need them, and then you get to celebrate by blowing a bunch of things up. I don't know, they don't blow up barrels unless you absolutely need to. Until the end of the round. You do want to blow them up though, because they come with points, like I said. Okay, laser grenades are not like paintball grenades. If you didn't know, they will kill you. So if you were to shoot them right next to them, you would die. Now I highly recommend being very careful when you're doing this part, because if you shoot one of those grenades, and this has happened more than once, this is why I mention it, because it's not just a fluke, it happens oddly more than you'd think. But if you shoot one of these grenades, specifically if you shoot this one on accident or on purpose, it'll blow up and it'll make this one fly over. It'll make it fly over there, and oftentimes it'll fly against the wall and be up on the ledge right there, and it'll blow those two up. Those two will then fly up here. They will hit this curtain and they'll chill for a second before they blow up. they'll be close enough to blow these ones up, which will fly at you. If you can't get away from them, you're going to die. Then if you're too close to this area, you're going to die. If you run down here while there are people down, I'm not killing him on purpose. While there are people down here, or roly-polies, you're going to die. They'll also blow up these ones. So if you're like trying to run back here and like, oh, I'm safe, most likely what's going to happen is it's going to blow these up and it's going to spread them out. So that one's going to go here, that one's going to go here. Essentially, you need to run all the way back to the beginning in order to not die. If you think, even a moment, that there's a chance that that could happen, like you see that you hit one and it started going, just run back to the beginning. Just run to the beginning. There's no reason not to. It's not the end of the world. If you get caught in this situation, there is no surviving basically anywhere up here. Because if those come up, they cover enough ground that you can't hide from these. Those are going to get set off. It's just don't worry about it. I've talked about it for long enough. Just run back there. All right. Again, that has happened multiple times. That's the only reason why I harp about it. And I know about it when it happens. So, you know, there's that. Alright, stay against this wall when you come in here. We'll put him in the wall. I'm going to do this same thing I talked about already. You need to do it and with time to do it in front. A lot of people think, but I don't agree if I don't miss this 100 times. And again, I dropped my non-glitched shotgun because it's not going to go anywhere. But I am about to start the round, so. Alright, here we go. Okay, next wave. This one you gotta be a little bit more careful about because of them. They shoot faster, their bullets travel clearly faster than the roly-polies. They must be coming this way. They don't normally do that. Alright, so I'm gonna run through this part really fast because I spent so much time talking about the grenades. If you're with a party, oftentimes, even if it's your friend, somebody's going to run in here and they're going to run past those computers. If you go past those computers, you're going to spawn this next wave that we're about to trigger. What that means is there's going to be a roly-poly bot here and one there and 3 birds. So if they've gone in and they've spawned that right away, that means you're going to have that first wave of roly-polies, you're going to have these ones spawn, you're going to have birds, and then potentially, very quickly thereafter, you'll have that last wave, which is 2 birds and 3 roly-polies. If that's the case and you come in after somebody does that, oftentimes you're surrounded. Almost immediately you're going to have this guy and this guy shoot at you, and possibly one of those birds, if not all of them, which means there's almost nowhere for you to go. So if you're going to be with a team, either tell them not to do that, or wait back here, because you're going to die most of the time. Even I die with my friends a lot of times with that situation. So chill back there, or be right there right up there with them so that you don't get caught right here in the worst spot to be. So, alright, let's go. I like to back up and I like to take this spot because it makes them funnel through here. Except for when they're way up there. That guy is definitely not going to probably fight like I want. I go for the birds first because these guys will come up here and almost always come right up against that chair before they shoot, which means that they're not going to shoot me, they're going to shoot that chair. Alright, so that's that wave. Very simple when you're by yourself and when you trigger it on purpose. Because if you stand here, like I said, they're going to funnel through here and it's easy just to shoot them dead. Also, I play while I'm sitting down, especially when I do quests, because if I play at my normal height, I'm actually about this height, I think, when I play. The birds can easily shoot you, and they will shoot you, so you'll have to do extra work and duck and dodge and whatever. If you want to, feel free. Otherwise, stop being tall and be short. At least during quests. Nobody's going to complain about you being short when you're doing a quest because, well, the bots don't complain. When you go into this next part, do not go past that pillar. If you do, you're going to spawn the wave that shows up in here, which I'm sure you're experienced dealing with. as you will always have somebody, just like before, run in here and spawn that whole situation before you guys are ready. So you'll have at least 2 people in here trying to shoot them from the opposite sides, and then they would kill each other. So just be aware, you don't want that one soloing. So we're going to come over here, and I've been killing these things, or breaking them, whatever, because I can. Oh, there, I'm totally out of ammo. But anyways, they don't shoot at you until you shoot near or at them. They don't scare me that much, so that's why I'm not like freaking out in general. Their stuff is easy to dodge, and typically they stop behind things before they shoot at you. I don't recommend, especially your first run, to be so disrespectful of them as I am. But do recognize that to save your panic, if you will, for scary bad guys. Like these stupid birds, I hate them so much. Don't use those grenades because we are going to want to use one. And at the end here, and I want to make sure they're available. Be ready when you kill this guy for some mice to spawn. So I like to use my non-dominant hand to try and kill him anyways. Clearly there's a reason non-dominant. Okay, now there's another wave, and then there's birds. We want to try and get those guys right away, and then I come back to reload. And then I come to kill. Whoa! Accidentally, I'm skilling this part. There's going to be another wave that's going to come after this, and this one we run in here for. There's a lot of birds, and they kind of are surrounding you, so it's not worth it. Put your second gun over here if you're doing what I do. Hug this wall, and make sure you can see that out of the corner of your eye. Alright, it's done. I can hear the music change. The reason why I said all of that stuff is I only single shotgun this because I need to be able to reload this fast. I don't want any issues. I don't want to partial reload. I don't want it to catch the same gun. I don't want to drop it, anything. I want to be fully in control. And then the reason this matters is because we're hugging this wall so that they won't come all the ways out. As you saw, they always stop with their little wing out, which you can shoot too. It just takes longer to kill them, but they'll stick their little wing out, and then they'll shoot their bullets, and then you have time to jump out, kill them, and come back. This is important because if they come out, like you saw a couple of them did, and I can't shoot, I need to run. I can't run this way, so I'm running this way. Well, if I'm not careful, I'm going to hit this. This right here, as long as I can see it while I'm hugged against this wall, I almost never run into that wall, even when I like zigzag up and down. I got enough space I can zoom by. And I have that reloaded next to me, so if I have to grab it, I can. I just don't want it in my hand to be in the way, alright? So now we're going to spawn this final wave on purpose, of course, because we are trying to control our situation, the control of chaos, if you will, before we go into the end of this one. Alright, so like I said, I use a grenade, so I'm going to toss my second gun over there. I'm going to grab a grenade. I'm going to push it a little further. Alright, I'm going to back up. And then I hear that they spawned, and I'm going to... That did not do anywhere near that. So typically what we're striving for is to kill a couple of them, just because it's easier to fight if there's only one. But, that works too. I end up normally having to do that anyways because I have to do a drive-by, as I call it, where like I'm just shooting them as I run by. There's typically 2, maybe 3 left after that grenade if you don't hit the wall like I did. Now, dual shotgunning it, fantastic. You're going to take them out fairly easily. However, as you saw, I dropped my second one to finish off that last guy, and it's because I now only had 1 guy to fight, or even if I had 2. It's better for me to be able to, again, have that sole focus and not have to worry about anything else in doing that. So read the room, as I keep saying, and it will let you know when you're good and when you're not good. I have to come over here to get those. It's so stupid. I'm just making sure I broke all of the computers. Switch gun still in my hand. New one And this only works if you bring one in from the out that lobby, the actual lobby. And be aware that if you don't have it in your hand when you go through that door, and it's on your back or whatever, it will no longer glitch for you. And by glitch, I mean create a second one. Now, somebody else can hold it and bring it in as well. That's totally fine. It just has to be in somebody's hand. It doesn't have to be in yours just because you glitched it, just somebody's. And killing these guys, if you dual shotgun, it's pretty easy. If you do like the dual and you slide, I slide around them. Like when I go behind, I do a slide. And most of the time it works fine. Sometimes I'm too close, so I just like push them with the gun. Like I don't actually shoot and hit them. Alright. Now, after I killed this guy, I want to be able to get in this room like right away. After that guy. Oh, why is he doing up on the computers? That's new. So now I'm coming in here. I'm coming in here because these birds are a little intense. There's going to be some roly-polies as well. I'm going to sit this down because I need to be able to fast shoot. Shoot him as soon as you see him. A lot of times I won't come out for this part, but I just thought I would give it a try. Typically I just stay back here. Shoot. That guy was really on a roll. There's 3 birds. As soon as you see him, shoot. These guys are a little bit more aggressive. Now there's these 2 big bots, the ones that we run behind and double shoot and slide. Grenades don't seem to do much for them. I've seen a little damage, I think, but really it's not worth your time. So I just wait. A lot of what I do to survive is waiting for my most beneficial setup. So I need them to be far enough apart in order to kill one of them without the other one trying to kill me. Right? So like that's why I did what I did. Now, I don't want to kill him way over there because I need to get back in here after he's dead. So either I'm going to trigger him to come chase me down, which I'm not, because he's now at a spot that it just doesn't make sense to do that. I'm just going to wait for him to get over there, and then I'll come up to him and shoot him here. Now, the reason I don't... I got a little close and made noise. The reason I don't want to do it out here is because of the birds. I'm about to spawn. I do not want to be anywhere where they can get me, and they are very fast and very aggressive. Reload. Make sure you are reloaded the one you drop as well in case you need. And again, as soon as you see, shoot. He's never come back here before. Doesn't mean he can't. I don't think he can, but listen to the music. See it changed? I don't know if you probably heard that subtleness, but it had like that, like those, I don't know, like auto-tuned horns before it changed to kind of a lot more of a calm sound. Oh, by the way, I mean to show you. You can also kill these guys in another way. Calm down, dude. I'm trying to teach them how to kill you. And that method is not letting them shoot you. Okay, let me wait. Sorry, I should stop. That's what's happening. Is you can come up behind them and shoot in the back of the head. They won't turn around. I didn't know I was only going to have 2 shots. But they won't turn around. Their body will, but their head won't. And that's where they're shooting from. So if you just keep shooting them in the back of the head, they'll die. Now, again, it's so much faster if you shoot them in that battery pack thing, but they turn around. And if you can't slide fast enough or whatever, get stuck on something, they'll very quickly kill you. So, doing that. So just be aware of that other technique. Alright, so a glitch went in my hand. I hated this level. I still hate it, but this level for so long. because it was so hard to get past that part. And not because of those big guys, it's because of the number of birds that are spawned. There's just so many, and they shoot from everywhere. So you just kind of can't avoid them, and yeah, it's just not a good situation. So one thing I do want to mention is why I create a second one, why I continue to do this. Clearly I've got two, do I need to? One of them is in case somebody does end up joining me or whatever, then there's another shotgun for them. Or two, if I lose one, which you can do in this level, I'll have a second one. Now I want to show you this, and I found out some people that I thought would know don't know. So there are 3 weapons in Rec Room that you can reload with a flick of the wrist, if you will. So this is one of them. See, it's empty, right? So normally you have to do that to reload. Well, with this one you can actually do that. The benefit for that is you can reload. So I dual shotgun, you could dual laser pistol. And these things are strong. They're not the same as a shotgun because it's got so many bullets, but they're strong. You can also do it like, I can't do that very well, but you can like basically flip it like that and it works, but basically you just have to flip it. The flintlock, the gun that shoots corks and skulls, and the hunter's crossbow, the one that you have to grab to cock or to reload or whatever, both of those you can also flip to reload. So keep that in mind. Practice that. I know some people struggle with that concept, but basically you drop it and then flick your wrist before you let go of the drop button, and that's how it works for me anyways. All right, this level does not start until you push that button, so that's why I was just chilling back there talking, is because I'm not worried about anybody like popping out and starting to kill me. So I fight from back here, and I fight it from back here because it's the best spot to fight for me. Nobody can come behind me. I've got all this safe territory, so this is where I fight. Now when you're with a group of people, sometimes they want to fight back here too. So you have 2 or 3 people, it's not going to be helpful. You may have to fight from up there, and I'll show you about that in a minute. But I, again, reading the room, know that these guys are not the best to shoot at with shotguns from what they say. So anyways, I flipped back to the other gun. Now the reason I did it the way I did it before, like why I do this reload that way, is because I want it to be more like a never-ending gun. And what I mean by that is like these bullets just never stop except for a brief, quick moment. If I don't keep doing this, there's going to be moments where it does stop and nobody wants that. Okay, before you kill that last one, make sure your guns are reloaded, because you gotta kill these guys. Do not shoot the guy in the middle until you absolutely have to. He typically will not shoot at you, and you want to be ready for this next round, which was, I believe, the final round. Okay. And you want to kill those guys right away because they won't shoot at you until you shoot them. And a lot of times when you try to kill these other guys, you're going to accidentally hit them. So what I'm doing right now is I want my shotguns fully reloaded for this next round. So got them reloaded. I'm going to try and kill him with this. And then I'm going to switch, shoot. Okay, and then I'm going to dodge those guys. Okay, and I'm staying over here on purpose. And that reason is because there are 2 guys off to the left here, and I want them to go off to the left. And I'll show you why. So when I first beat this level, got to this level solo, first time, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like being like, oh my gosh, look at this. And I killed all that. There's nobody else out there, yet it still tells me, I mean, we know I already told you, but it still tells me this. So I was like, where are they? And I went to walk out, and they're right there, and they instantly, as soon as I was visible, shot me. And so what you do is you just come here, get a little closer, and shoot. And it's not always that easy, but oftentimes they're like right here. So oftentimes I just have to shoot at this spot, like I look at this, and it's good. Sometimes I have to angle up, sometimes I have to angle down. You can hear it when you hit them because they make that weird noise. But just be aware of that if you do like I did, you don't have to, like, these guys will get off to the side and you don't have to worry about them. And then you have to, at the end, be prepared to kill them and not forget. Alright, so I want to show you how these stupid points matter. So 77,900. So walk out here, got all these darn points. There's one way over there, I think. Yep, I had to come all the ways out here. And then I'm gonna come back. And have to go do this on the other side. And the first time I beat this, getting to get S rank, you have to get 150,000 points in order to do it. I had 171,000, which means 21,000 above. Now again, that sounds like, oh, it's a ton. You had a bunch of space. I'll show you in a minute. Remember, we're at 77,900. If you, by the way, wanted to finish from earlier, have to fight up here, this is a dangerous spot to fight, in my opinion. You don't have a lot of cover, and especially if you have people over there on your team shooting, because friendly fire is a thing. So if you're fighting up here, don't go past this wall. Don't jump up over here. Don't come out over here. You can come to here and shoot that way. You can shoot here. You can jump up here and shoot. Totally fine. You can shoot through here. Totally fine. Just keep your body hidden from that area if you're fighting with other people. Now those mice and those birds will show up very close to the same time. If you can kill those birds, great. You can jump up on this. All of these platforms you can technically jump on. You can jump up on this. You're still safe from your friends shooting at you, and the mice aren't going to get you. Now, if you can't kill these before the mice come, you may just chill back there and like stand on some of these things until those mice come out so that you don't die, because if you die, your friends may die and everybody's going to die at this level, and you don't want that. So, you know, try to be cautious, especially if you're the one stuck up there and that's not where you fight. So 77,900, we're at 81, so that's what, just shy of 3 grand in points. Typically it's about 3 grand that I have to go pick up. This one level, one small level, 30,000 points. So it adds up. And my good shotgun. And again, I don't think I should have to chase those down. Alright, so pretty much everybody knows this technique. Blow up those barrels first. Now I want this braille gun. I know I'm a dual shotgunner and whatever, but there again, reading the room, it's very helpful. It becomes more important for me to use this railgun than it does for me to use that AR. Now, don't blow up those barrels if you can avoid it. We may blow up the ones for some of these birds we're going to fight. It just depends on how good my shot is, if I need to. But I like to save them because there are times where I need it. We want to get rid of these 3 guys now. So when we do that, we come in here, back up, keep our body against this wall so we don't get touched by those lasers. Back up until they spawn. Come out, shoot, shoot, shoot. Simple as that. Alright, so I used to try and fight down there by the pillar, but those stupid cones are able to be picked up. I don't know why. I don't know the point of it. I've tried to use them to hit things with, and it did nothing. I wasn't alone when I tried that, so I wasn't that brazen. But it didn't seem to do anything, so I literally have no idea what the reason is for them, besides causing additional problem. So I come down here, and I think when you cross that is when they spawn, and I ran into the wall, so I didn't want to look around. So what I do is I come down here until they spawn, and then I'm going to come shoot at them, and I'm going to try to kill them with 1 shot. Clearly that's not going to happen. If I miss, it's hard to hear in this level, so I will oftentimes wait until I see all of their shots are gone before I come back out to start shooting. I may have to cough on you guys, I'm sorry if I do. I definitely do, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll try and mute that. After. Alright, so I've killed them. I used to struggle a lot right there because of the like hiding right here and trying to, like, I'll try to do my reload, and instead of grabbing this, I'll grab this. And I don't know what they do. I don't know if they have any benefit whatsoever. I've never seen or heard. I've never done a lot of research either, but anyways, don't go past that pillar. This one right here. We're going to come up here and we're going to spawn these guys, and we're going to shoot at them. We're Shoot at him. Shoot at him. Okay, there's two that are going to be coming behind me over here. And we're just going to play a little whack-a-mole. Pop up and shoot. Reload. Pop up and shoot. Reload. Now, I want to get up on that platform for my next round. Sorry, I was going to shoot at these. But it's really hard, being a short player, to jump up on that sometimes. I get stuck, like it doesn't successfully work. So what I do is I jump up here, typically first. And then I walk over and I do it because there's some birds I want to kill first. Or at least I want to take out a couple of them first if I can. Alright, because the birds, again, are where I can't defend from. Oh, that scared me. Sorry, they were getting closer than I wanted. So we can still whack-a-mole them, but we're just going to make sure that they're on that side. There's two more that come, so I just whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole. Alright, so I'm still not going to blow up these barrels, and the main reason I want these barrels is if I have to run from the purple roly-poly bots. They are so aggressive, they're so fast, they shoot so many bullets. Their bullets aren't just all in the same spot, they're like toggle, or I don't know, I can never think of the word I want. So it's just, there's a lot going on, a lot of scariness, and you just gotta be ready for that. And sometimes I've had to run all the ways back here, and that barrel saved my life twice now. And so I can run back here and get them at the end for the points if I don't use them, and I would rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Alright, so there are going to be two purple bots that fall. There are barrels right there. I want to try to use those barrels to kill them both. So I really need to let them land and kind of establish themselves a little bit. And I don't think, yep, I didn't kill him. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to wait, because he's going to come and he's going to be visible. But he won't shoot me, but I can kill him. He tries, but he can't do it because of his location. I reloaded, same thing. But watch out for the bird. Okay. So this works most of the time, but you have got to commit. And I say that because I get scared sometimes. I'm like, they're going to get me. I made it so far. They're going to get me. Stand your ground. He's not 90% of the time, I'll say it because it's Rec Room, so they do what they want. 90% of the time, they are not going to get you. They will shoot. Their ball thing will not make it past here. Just shoot at their head. Focus and shoot. If you use a railgun like you saw with those pink ones, it does it for all of the pink and purple roly-polies and birds. It will stun them. So you'll get a second. So you can shoot him, he'll be stunned, and it does good damage. So you can try to keep doing it. It's a slow reload and it's a slow shot to shot, but it gives you that moment where you may even be able to run away or duck behind something because you stunned them. But just, I mean, be aware. Alright, so now we're gonna do this next part. There are gonna be two more birds up here. Not birds, roly-polies, purple roly-polies. Alright, so I want to spawn them. Or not spawn them, I want to trigger them. But I want to be able to shoot those as they come by it, okay? So I'm gonna, it doesn't always work out like I want, but I'm gonna come back here, and then I'm going to, I didn't kill him. See, like I said, it typically will do that. And then we try to use that if we can for the rest of them. And we did it. Which means those barrels back there we can go get, depending on what your situation is. Sometimes people don't want to go get them. I'm going to go shoot them really quick just because I keep telling you about all the points and how important they are. It'd be kind of hypocritical of me if I was just like, those ones are fine. It's not going to be a lot. I think it's like, I want to say 150 per barrel or something. Oh, I forgot that, so look at that. So we got back for a good thing. Alright, yeah, it's 150 per barrel. So that was, what, 450 plus however many are in those, I can't remember. Alright, so we did it. Now watch out for these things, by the way. And one thing, I had a friend just recently, I thought everybody knew this, but you can't walk through this. You can walk all the ways around the legs, but they tried to go like this, and they got stuck, so they backed up into the lasers. So make sure you don't die because of the lasers, because that's always super upsetting when it's not even one of the super scary bad guys that took you down. Alright, okay. I'm good to go. I'm gonna reload. Oh, that's fun. 105 exactly. This next level, whew. This one's a doozy, my friends. Put this right here in case I need it. And this right here in case I need it. Alright, this one is very, very, very hard for me. I kind of sometimes have got down like a working situation, but not always. And there is a lot of potential running that happens in this one. Don't be afraid to run. Don't be embarrassed if you have to run. It's better to run than to... Oh man, I did not want to do that. Than to not run. Or, I mean, it's better to run than to be dead. There's going to be a pink spot coming right there. While that's just pink, right? You can think, oh no, that's scary. Pink spots are just as scary as purple. They just don't shoot as much. So we gotta wait, make sure that there aren't any bullets coming that we didn't prepare for. Right, okay, so my guns. Sorry, this part just gets so stressful. Okay, don't blow that up. We're gonna try and use it. So I'm going to actually trigger more than I want and hope that I can get around. Exactly what I just did. So I took out almost all of those purple guys with that. And I think I spawned the ones down there, which is the second wave, and the ones up here. I think there was 3. There should have been 3. I would hope there was 3. Alright, so we got everything we need. Sorry, this part is very difficult for me as well. And I haven't beat this one as much as I have the other one that I told you was hard. So I'm still working out some kinks on this one from time to time. Alright, there's going to be a flying bird up here, and I am more than happy to use that on him. Reload, and then... Oh, cheater. What is happening? I do not want to be over. Okay, and then stand here. I'm gonna jump up here because these mice. Also have to be ready to get down. I don't have time to worry about them. Close enough. Oh, back up. Blow up that barrel either, but I did. Alright. So I'm going to shoot him. Little barrel. In the back. Okay, I don't really want to be over here. Alright, this is where I'm going to run back. I'm not ready. They're very aggressive. just one second. I have to make a modification here. Because the next level, there's one guy left, but the next level I consider cheating, but I glitch my way through a wall, and it helps me get through it. Alright, so this guy we're gonna come. Shouldn't go this way because he's gonna notice me probably. Alright, we did that. We're done with them. Blew up all the barrels. Whew. Alright. Let's shake it off. Alright, here we go. So I have to prep really quick. Just bear with me one moment. Okay, I go and I fight in this wall up here. So I have to go really quick by myself to do it. Otherwise I won't make it. And now they can't get me in here. I say that, but stick their noses through. Now, the bad side to this is I have to essentially redo it every time because I have to go spawn the next wave. Okay, so I am setting myself up to be ready to come right back in. So I'm gonna jump down and I'm gonna run. Go back in. Nope. Alright. Set ourselves up again. There are other ways to do this, I just haven't figured out the best ways yet. And this works for me, so I'm going to go out here. Run. Now the mice bots can get you, so if you come across mice bots, understand that they can still get you, these guys that come out. So make sure you shoot them. Needing to just go out there now. Alright, so I think I'm done cheating, if you will. And you can fall out, by the way, like you'll fall down here and you're fine. You just spawn back up, but you typically I think spawn inside the wall. I can't remember, and I'm not gonna do it right now. Alright. Sorry. I know it's long and that's lame, I did that, and other people can do it without, but this is my least favorite, so I've done it the fewest number of times. There are going to be a few more birds and barrel guy. So I'm going to come up here. Right, and I'm going to bring him to where I can blow him up. I'm going to drop down, and I believe that's what's going to trigger the birds. Where are you? Maybe just trigger when I go up here then. Sorry, it's been a while since I've played this and gone this far. Nice. Nice. Wave of them every time. That's what killed me last time I got this far. You're thinking, remember, there's a goblin that will spawn in here. My friend calls him Kevin and likes to leave him. I don't, unless there's other people. And by leave him, you like to leave him out, just hanging around. I don't know, it's funny, but also like, why? die. Okay, so I'm not gonna blow those up again in case for some reason I need them. But all right, we're gonna come out here and we're gonna trigger some guys, and then we run away. I shouldn't have shot. I blew up. All right, and so to fight here. Careful for mice. You can hear them. You're gonna run away from them. Clear. The waves don't always trigger so quick and easy. Sometimes you have to go out there. I'm listening for that mouse. I think he's stuck under the stairs. It happens more than it should, but it does happen. Like he sounded like he was getting closer there. Okay, the music changed. That means that those waves are done. Doesn't mean that we're done, just those waves. So we triggered the one set of waves. Now I'm going to trigger the next set. And there will be mice that come out of there. So we're going to trigger it and we're going to run. You gotta run fast and jump up and be ready to hide. Be ready to jump down if necessary. This is how you play, by the way, even with when you're with a group. So it may seem like we're hiding up here and whatever, and it takes forever. You still play this way with a group. It just takes a little less long because there's more people shooting. Music changed. Done with that wave. Now, I don't know if you heard that. It wasn't me. It was the big bot spawning. That's what you can hear now. That's them. So we've got one right there, which would have been great if I would have died from that, but I didn't get to it quite fast enough. Okay, these, pull them up there, wait for him to get closer. Alright, so we beat that level, okay? Next part, again, I guess these last two levels kind of not cool in my opinion, because I am gonna glitch again. Rec Room knows about this, is my only... Well, they know about it, so they didn't change it. Like, they know about it, and they haven't changed it, then they must accept it? I don't know. But you can watch other tutorials about how to do it without doing that, if you would like. I totally understand. Okay, I'm going to leave behind one of these shotguns, and we're going to go through. So we technically have S rank, so cool, right? So we're going to go through, and I'm going to grab an AR when I come in here, right? And I'm gonna walk in, and I'm gonna kind of crawl. You'll see what I mean. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna walk in, and then I'm literally going to walk, and then duck down, and essentially crawl. And I'm hiding under this platform. Now, this platform allows protection because none of the bots will get to you, and he can't shoot you. Now, you have to be low enough that your gun is under it, because if your gun is stuck, then it won't fire. And if it's too far out, then they can hit your gun. So just ignore the other bots that are going to come. They're going to come right over your head. Super uncomfortable, super intense, but totally fine. Okay, and then we're going to move over here because we're going to get this final wave, but again, we've got to stay ducked down. So you can see him walking over us. We're going to keep shooting. Totally fine. They know we're here because Rec Room has it set up that their AI know where you are. They just can't get you. So switching to this really quick. We have to do this because we have to leave here in a moment to get to. Keep looking out. I'm like, why am I not looking? Because I have to come out from here. Oh, there they are. I was like, there's more guys. Is that all of them? Okay. Nope. Alright. Now, oh, my nose itches. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I am going to come here, make sure they're all gone. Okay, so we're going to sneak out. We're going to hide. We're going to sneak out and stay low and hide behind that thing, okay? So wait for it to kind of not be pointed at us. And we're going to go. And then you hide. And you wait for it. And then we're going to run. Whew, that was really close. And then we're going to come over here. And we're just going to sneak out just enough. Almost there. One more round, I think. You can look at it. We did it. We soloed whatever this is. Jumbotron. See, I technically got a little less point-wise than I did the first time I did it. So, oh, and I've got everything from this quest, so these are what I get offered. So anyways, I hope you saw all of the ridiculousness that goes into beating this. It is definitely not my favorite by any stretch, but
to start.
We did get S rank, so woot woot, go us. I showed you the ways to solo it. Now, if you're doing this with other people, and to be fair, in the last, even with other people, I go in here every time. But there are other ways to do it if you're with other people. Work together to figure out the best way that works for you. But if you're soloing it, hiding is the way to go. I know a lot of other people don't like it, would disagree, but I am going to argue that point all the time because you're trying to stay alive. And why go aggressive when you can stay alive by simply hiding and then getting your strategic moment to shoot. So again, hiding is cool. Don't worry about what other people say. They're just jealous that you can solo this.
Press
All right, guys.
the start button on the scoreboard to play.
This is Happy Hippo saying adios, good luck, killing things, bye.